Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hump Day.
Whoop, whoop, bitches.
We'll give just another minute for people to join up here, but I'm going through and emptying all my arms out of my new frame packages because I got my clear epoxy, so I'm going to butter up the ends.
Ooh.
Not during the stream. God, that'd be a freaking mess trying to talk and paint. It'd be terrible when I was done. And I'm excited that I got to stream from home this week. What's that?
I said you're excited.
Oh.
I could use some of that energy.
Yeah, you look like you need some caffeine, brother.
I just drank a nitro coffee. Shit.
All right. Well, before too many people join, in fact, let me turn this ticker off. Good Lord. Where's my mouse? There it is.
Who turned that off?
There we go. What's going on, Bree Smith? Oh,
yes, I am.
It's got to be a bot. Rude.
How you doing, Brea? Brea, how do you say it?
Oh, Dr. Watson's joining us tonight.
No. The hottie that was giving me props is first. Screw you, Doc.
I got your props. All right. What's going on, Raz? It is Hump Day. Can I get a whoop whoop?
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. All right. So as I've tried to do a few times, I'm not going to say hey to anybody else that says hey until I get this out. Let's get. Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah, no, she came around before. I remember.
Okay, and you know me, I'm bad at watching the chat. But we need to get some things straight for the record. Let's get them out of the way because nobody cares about them. But it's the right thing to do. I think it's a fair point anyway, blah, blah, blah. So you guys know there's been all this stuff going on with the remote ID. That's not a secret. It's all over everybody's channel all the time right now. It's in every news feed everywhere. And I know that if you've read my description, it is off the hook. Like, oh my God, here they go again. It is not going to be that tonight.
Thank God.
But first thing, I know, me too. First thing is, I do want you guys to read the description and or head over to the Facebook community and read that post. I know it's long, but there's just enough there that hits the major points. It talks about the proper way to fill out the comments, gives you all the major points, explains to you the best way to do it for the best reception. So, you know, if your heart is really in this and you really do want to help the cause, it matters. So if nothing more, fill out that comment, use those links as a guide, especially the drone U one. It is outstanding.
Yep. And for anybody that likes context, he's talking about contacting your senators.
Well, that comes next. That comes next. This first part was just the comment over at the FAA site. You know, they're taking that feedback. And then underneath of that is the whole list of senators organized by state. And what I would tell you to do is just write a paragraph, okay? Hit on the major points. Ask them to call you if they want to truly discuss anything or whatever, but hit the major points. Send them a letter. All of the links to their contact page are there. Their phone numbers are there. And in some cases, their email addresses are even there. So my whole thing is just a plea to anybody watching and anybody who cares to go ahead and make sure you contact your senators and the FAA. And once you're on record, be done with it. We've done our part. Now, last show, I said some things.
Oh, and I said some things too.
Yeah, but I said some things, and my intent was to bring you news, okay? There's something big happening. I know it was just starting to make the circles, and I had been digging at it for 2 or 3 hours and had found all kinds of stuff, and I just wanted to get it on the record, hit the major points that I was aware of, and instead of just stopping with the facts, I went ahead and started with conjecture, with assumptions. That's not even the right word, but I was connecting dots where there may not be dots to connect. And if I'm going to be more specific instead of cryptic, I was talking about the relationship between Remote ID, Rotor Riot, and Red Cat. Now, Remote ID, none of us like. We can kick it in the nuts all day long. Rotor Riot, regardless of what I think of them as a company or a channel, there is at the time, there was no communication about anything. And I think that the timing was bad between Rotor Riot and Red Cat as far as their announcement and the announcement of Remote ID. And I built a connection there where I really shouldn't have. If there ever is anything announced, they will announce it, and then we can, go at it like wild animals. But just be on the record, I was a little bit off the hook, a little bit emotional with everything going on. My tinfoil hat fell off, and I was...
Yeah, and I took his conjectures and I curled up into a little ball and I scissored them repeatedly. So what he said.
Yeah. So the long and short is we're going to do better to bring actual facts, to bring actual news when we talk about things like that, and not to put anything out there that would be an unbased rumor.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll still talk a little shit, guys. I promise.
Yeah, well, won't we all? How about them dogs? So see, that's it. I'm done. I'm over it at this point.
All right. Well, I got something.
I'm not doing any more.
I got something for Doc Watson since he's here. Let's see. This one goes out to you, homie. Where is it? I'm just gonna leave that there for a while.
Yes, let it run. That's fantastic. I mean, can you really imagine, though, when somebody finally figured out what was going on, that would make the news, and it would just be like, it would be total. Well, I wonder if it would be untraceable. I'm going to go with the idea that it would be untraceable and just complete hilarity, and it would completely undermine everything going on.
What would they do? I mean, of course it's traceable. They'll know who bought it and registered it and paid for the service, but what are they going to do?
Yep. No, that would be great.
Vampire.
So, for the last year, I've been flying floss glide frames, right? And I've had a little bit of a budget snafu the last couple months. Yep. And in an effort to keep flying, I got to keep things a little more affordable. And not that I was buying top tier frames and all that. A glide is not a top tier frame. It's not a designer frame. No,
it burns well. It burns well.
Yeah, I see. That's a really nice cake you got there.
Yeah. Anyway.
Does it still have aroma?
Just the tiniest hint. But to proceed.
Yeah, so one of my big things this year is flying more affordable, still reliable, more affordable equipment. Luckily, in the last year, a lot has come out in that arena. So for frames, I'm moving to the Source One. I can get 2 frames for what I used to get 1 for, and I've got a little project going on. I'm going to take all the arms before I put them together and on just the ends. I'm going to use this clear epoxy, and I'm not going to paint or dunk the whole thing because I don't want to fill the holes. But I'm going to paint around the edges a couple layers of nice hard epoxy, and hopefully that'll help the arms hold up a little more. So I've got my stack out.
As a person who does paint a little super glue on the ends of his arms, I'm curious to see how that works out.
Well, and I've done the super glue, and it's okay. I'm hoping the epoxy is a little harder. Because, I love nothing more than taking those front 2 arms, putting them on the blacktop, and...
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I had 2 brand new arms. First flight today. Well, first day, 5th pack. What did I do? Rub the nubs off on the asphalt. Couldn't help myself.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do it backwards lately, actually. Exactly.
Yeah. There's your there's your cricket challenge. And I also got some of the new hotness. Gem Fan Hurricanes. Oh, let's put that in front. There we go. Nope, doesn't help. 5143.3. Now, I have no idea what the hell that point is doing. That's just like the half a millimeter on the new motors. 2207.5 by I don't know.
Well,
But
we all know
we'll
something.
find out because I got them cheap.
Real cheap.
Props are props sometimes.
We all know those numbers don't mean a whole lot sometimes too. So
no, but I am curious how they feel because when Dowprop released their last, not the one they just released, but the one before it, I got a hold of a couple packs of those too. And it was really interesting because they had a very even throttle response. And there's a lot of props out that like initially when you hit it, they're like poppy. And the more the motor revs, you know, it like loses some of that reaction. And it didn't do that. It wasn't super poppy at the bottom, but it actually carried through the whole throttle band.
Vampire likes them.
Okay, nice. Yeah, even the colors for me were a surprise. I won one of those giveaways on the Gem Fan Facebook community or Facebook page or whatever. And so they sent me 30 sets for $30. Asked me what colors. I said surprise me, and they did not disappoint.
That kind of reminds me. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you got to go look around on Facebook. It's pretty much anywhere. Raz put out this video recently. It's actually on Roast My Rip as well. And Raz, it was hot.
Bro,
That's all I'm saying.
That nugget that he put on Roast My Rip, that was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm headed there right now. We're going to give it a play.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it is.
I'll even shut up for this one.
I had to watch it multiple times because it was just, I don't know. It was well done. I'll put it that way. Because, you know, it wouldn't have been as good if it was half-assed. He did it really well.
Yep. A little context, guys, before he starts it. A friend of ours actually was like, hey, I'll send you a 20-pack of props from Pyro if you make a video, a fucked up video and put it everywhere. So it was the challenge, and well, you guys are about to see if you haven't already.
There we go. It was loading a little slow. I had to. No, that's not it. Come on, where's that?
Dude, I'm the one working off my phone. Come on.
I know, right? Well, if you think I complain about my regular computer a lot, you should see this turd.
You need to go yell at your daughters. Get off the damn internet.
In this case, it's not the internet.
Sidewinder, what's up, brother? I've been watching your shit lately, Sidewinder, man. You got some good stuff lately. The past couple.
Oh, come on. All the way. All the way. Full screen. Or not. There we go. All right. Let's back this thing up.
Yes, as you guys can tell, we totally have our shit together for the stream.
This stream is completely ad hoc, off the cuff.
Yeah, this thing is the only reason that I'm here right now. Otherwise, I'd be in bed. So, woohoo!
All right. Is that sharing or did it not come up yet? All right. That's good enough. Well. And then someday, there we go. All right. Check this thing out.
I smell steel dick. Oh, yeah. You like that.
And you know, the hat tops it off.
Right?
Yeah, so there you go. That
If
was
you guys, hey, if you guys didn't catch what he said right in the beginning, he's like, "I smell steel dick."
riding that S4 train, baby. Hey, Sidewinder, how you doing, brother? So, anybody who's watching this on Facebook, how's it coming through? I'm gonna wait and see the comment that comes. We know it's working good on YouTube, but you know we've been doing this multi-streaming thing. Let me see. And it looks like Robert Moss at least was on Facebook. I think everybody else is tuning in on YouTube. I know, wasn't it, John? That was just I've watched it at least once a day since he uploaded it.
Right? Steel dick. We have a little thing in our group where we make fun of each other, like, "Hey, you're a steel dick rider," shit like that. So it's, their context.
So did you get out do some flying today?
Are you talking to me?
You.
Huh?
You.
You. I'm Chuck, not you.
You. Hey. Hey, you. That was a Hey You Yoda.
I flew about 3/4 of a pack.
Oh, that was today?
Oh, yeah, it was today. Absolutely. I had to try and maiden the hybrid alien. 6-inch arms on the back, 5 in the front.
And for
It
that
didn't go.
3/4 of a pack, what was your verdict?
It didn't go as well as I had hoped.
Yeah, but okay.
The flying that it did do, it felt good immediately. It felt smooth and stable. Like I didn't have to screw with anything besides my normal settings.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The FAA has not released their official drone police program yet, so he can't do nothing. He can't do nothing.
Oh, there was an old video on somewhere, I don't even know, it was a while ago, where this dude went and started flying his quad around the police station and kind of was harassing the officers standing there on the side of the street in front of their cars. And after a minute, they got in their car and they started going after his quad, and he's just like, "Woo!" It's fucking hilarious.
So I was doing some thinking last night, because we were on the topic, I think it was last night, we were on the topic of finding flying spots. And you said something that hit me hours later.
I have that effect on people. Yeah, I have that effect on people.
Yes, and it was a profound experience. That thought was looking at commercial real estate sites for industrial and commercial properties that are for sale because they are not typically populated. So I started looking, but there was a lot to look through. And of that, there's always like the closed down Dairy Queen that nobody's inhabited yet. Obviously, that's not of interest. But yeah. So for you guys, a little bit of context, trying to find spots for when we go to I.O. We're going to be staying in Anderson, Missouri. We will go to Muncie for a day or so to actually hang out at I.O. and see what's going on and meet and greet and all that good stuff. Probably hand out some stickers and straps and all.
Yeah, and we're coming strapped, so you guys better arm yourselves.
Yep. But one of the things we're looking for, so we're going to be there an entire week, and we're not spending the entire weekend prior to that at I.O. We are hanging out. We are having our annual Nubapalooza event where us and anybody else who decides they want to come can come hang out. So we're looking for spots to fly, I'll say between Indianapolis and Muncie and, the radius thereabouts.
Yep. This is the 4th year, guys. I can't believe 4 years in Nubapalooza. Whew.
Did you consider? Let me see. You didn't go the first year, did you?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't either. But did you imagine at year 2 that it would still be going?
I had an
I hoped it
idea.
would.
I had an idea. Yeah, I'd say.
But I wasn't sure where it would go. And I have to say, it's gotten better every year. Even though last year was a little small, it was a little more organized, which helped. We had a little more time off, so that was nice. This year, I took that whole week.
Oh yeah, it sure would be nice to get some of the old school guys out. Anybody who's going, don't get too excited. Let's just say we did talk with Icky a little bit.
We put our hopes and desires out there. But Plummet and or Night Train, some of the old homies, always welcome, always a good time. You've met some people around that area.
I have.
During the last year.
If any of you guys have actually heard of Hoover 420, it's really freaking strange. The dude's last name is Hoover and he flies Kiss. Like, I'm a little freaked out. My last name is Hoover, for all you guys who didn't know, and I fly Kiss. So hopefully we can, I can talk to some people, find some more spots out here in Indy, because I'm pretty damn sure we're going to spend a day rampaging around Indy and, causing hell. So,
for anybody who's thinking it, we are not driving more than a couple hours. We are not loading up buses and hauling clean across a state for 4 hours just so you don't have to go anywhere. The idea is there's a whole group of us, and you guys come to us. So, putting it out there.
So lazy.
No, not lazy. In what world does it make sense to make the majority do the wrong thing? Oh, he's your doppelganger. Your stalker doppelganger. Who there?
Right? Hell, for all I know, he could be Ken.
Could be. After what little you've shared.
Right? Yes, I'm bringing a strap. Yes, I'm bringing a strap on and some KY. So, Vampire, I'm coming for you.
Well, 2 years ago, we did tutus for tatas. Maybe we can do strap-ons for syphilis.
That's fantastic.
Actually, I did hear, in all honesty, I read somewhere that there has been a syphilis outbreak lately.
Yeah, so if you guys want to fly with us, we're going to be around Iowa. What's the name of that town? Anderson. We're going to be around Anderson looking for spots. So any of you guys who have gone before and have rampaged around town a little bit and know some spots, you need to hook up with us. Especially you, Vampire.
I killed Nightbot, guys. With the multi-streaming. So Nightbot integrated with YouTube well. And now that we're multi-streaming, he did nothing but make life harder. So,
well-ish.
We closed, yeah, except for the giveaways. So we closed him down. I want to talk about that. So you remember last stream, I decided on fly we were going to do 2 giveaways. I made a post on YouTube and I made a post on Facebook, and we received this many replies.
3. Oh shit! I was thinking it was at 0. I ended up deleting your post on Facebook. I was like, fuck it.
You did? I was looking for that to try to find those comments.
There was none, and it was yesterday.
There were comments on it.
Well, they're fucked. No, there wasn't. I looked.
Oh, maybe it was the YouTube then. Anyway, one of them had 3 and nothing on the other. I was so disappointed. Nobody wants our slap and straps anymore. I guess we're just losing it.
It's too bad they're too small, or I'd use them. Don't work on 6S too well.
Oh, that's fantastic. We got a Michael in the house.
Night train. Cho fool.
I think I
Damn,
just froze up trying to read that, Vampire. I need to stop.
yeah, me too. He's rhyming
Yeah,
on us.
6S straps, we'll have to get our game together, but we're not doing that until we get rid of the current collection.
Of which there are over 300, I believe.
So, I guess maybe this begs... Well, let's go ahead and ask it. Should we offer them for sale? For a short period, maybe?
Hell, we can't even give them away.
That's exactly where I was going with it. Yeah, those straps are perfect for 4S. Literally perfect, but not enough there for 6.
Yep, they're actually really good straps, too.
Surprisingly.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised. Sidewinder wants some. All right, Sidewinder. 5 for 3, homie. What's up? 20 strap challenge. That is an interesting idea. I don't know what it would contain, but it sounds kinky.
Hey, what's going on, Willie P?
Willie P, I haven't seen you in a while, dog.
The Baltimore crew showing up.
Right? What's up? Still flying that kiss, homie?
What brand do I run, John? Tell me about that brand.
John knows. Real good.
How's that CNHL view working out for you?
Watch your back, dude. We got plans for IO.
Willie, we do want to get over there. We've even been talking with some of the Philly crew about coming down our way. Or actually, let me be totally honest. Not we, John. And I know the Philly crew has been coming down to John's way, which is, a fair ride for them. So some point when Philly's John's way, we'll get up there. And then we need to get over that way and maybe entice you guys to come over here. Once the weather warms up a little, maybe break out the grill, just have a good time for a couple hours.
Hey, I tell you what, man, that center of the college, I saw that. That center of the college spot you got over there, man, with those freaking building gap dives, whatever you want to call them. I can't talk. Pretty sick, man.
It is. It's definitely tight. Like, you're not going to go there and just get an easy lineup for anything. You'll earn everything if you want to be able to chain it, especially.
Dude, Willie, you would love that freaking spot. It's actually in a video on the NoobTube. One of the Noobapalooza videos.
Huh. All right. Well, we will have to get you some details. I guess I just have to buy you a bus ticket to get over here. Honestly, I have not been back there since it's been Scraggle season. I'm thinking maybe once the buds start showing up again and I have at least an attempt at making it out. Actually, I should go over there. So I'm ramping up for the next episode of Silliness.
You're gonna have to give us a little more than that.
the skit that we did. I don't even know what I want to call that.
What's up, Double A? Yeah, did any of you guys see that funny little skit that Josh pulled together on the FPV NoobTube that was kind of making fun of Eric? Because that shit was hilarious.
So we're going to do a series, at least one, well, I say at least, probably one a month, totally entertainment, not a flight video, not a music video, and it's going to be types of FPVers. Now, this was not originally my idea. This was something Icky started. And it inspired me, you know, like my mind went off in a direction. And since it had been so long and it became evident that Icky wasn't going to pick that up anymore, I decided to try to run with it. And I contacted these guys and I said, hey, if I had put together, you know, something small, what do you say just taking some time to do that, or, you know, around our flying and pull something together? And you could see that they were a little bit like, well, I don't know. And okay, fine. But they took my lead. I was really happy with how it came out. And it was a good time. But I think it's going to inspire some of the people that were doubtful to be all in from here on out. So yeah, good. Glad you guys like it, because let me tell you what spawned that. I put out a poll on YouTube at the end of 2019. It might have been the beginning of December. And I said, what things would you guys like to see on the channel? And the top 2 answers were entertainment, skits and things. And I'm like, you know, that's fair because that breaks it up a little bit. And technical stuff, how-tos and, you know, information about products as we get it, as we have it. Now that's for you guys that buy more stuff. Maybe we got to talk you into, you know, sharing your thoughts for 2 or 3 minutes, tearing it apart, giving it a breakdown, just kind of giving us some insight, right? But the skits, I couldn't turn away from it.
Yeah, we might even get a little how-to on some KISS content there, Willie. Not that you need much more instruction, man. You've been in the game for a bit. That's the funny thing is that most people that fly KISS have been in the game for a little while. So, I mean, I don't know. One thing you guys didn't vote for was seeing more of My Ugly Mug. So, I'm deeply hurt.
Willie, the college is really good. It's actually got a handful of spots on campus and on Sundays. Now, on Saturdays, you still get some morning classes, but anytime on a Sunday, there's nobody there. The funny part is, even when there are people there in security, we found out security likes to ride a Segway. They usually ride up, give us one look, and just like, and off they go. They don't care as long as we're not flying through windows.
Yeah, a really, really, really stealthy Segway, and fuck you on Windows, Josh.
What's going on, Boogie?
Boogie, woogie, woogie.
Boogie, you ever make a flight video? I know the answer to this. So now I'm going to jump to the next spot. We got to get you on the noob crew, brother. To which he's going to say, what's that?
Well, that would be a show that I myself host, edit, create, and post onto the FPV NoobTube. It is you guys. I take your flight footage, raw, edit it myself with my little twists on it, so it's usually pretty funny. At least I think so, but what do I know? I'm full of myself. And then I throw some metal on it and throw it on the NoobTube.
I like them. I can't speak for everybody, but I like them because the interview gives me a little bit of insight into the person. Because, you know, with all the whatever and whoever FPVs that are floating around, sometimes it's really easy to just, they all start looking very ambiguous. They start looking the same. So to be able to put a face, a voice, some other stuff, and then have a highlight with some footy that chuckerizes.
I like it.
Man, I can't help you with a sponsorship. I can't sponsor myself right now, but
hey, I'll tell you what, bro. Willie, you're sponsored. You're sponsored by the FPV NoobTube. We could send you a couple straps and everything. A couple stickers. Josh has nothing to say.
Well, I saw Jabo's question. Fair question. What are some good 2207 motors? So last year, at the beginning of every year, I do this thing where I just kind of take a look at what's out there and I decide what I'm going to stick with. Well, I decide if I want to try anything, and I do what I call, you know, build my platform for the year. And the idea is that whatever I'm using, be it camera, motors, props, frame, I don't change it for the whole year. So Anybody that knows anything you do, the more consistent it is, the better you can be at it, right? And that's why I do it. Well, last year at the beginning of the year, Sing or iFlight came out with their Sing series. And after flying a set for what, 6 weeks, I told Chuck, I'm like, bro, when you're getting motors, you've got to look into these. And by that time, other people had jumped on that wagon too. Well, to this day, I'm not changing. The only thing I'm changing, I went from the Sing, I'm going to call them the Primo motors, the regular ones, the camo. And I stepped down to the Sing E's because, again, my whole budget thing, right? Let me tell you, I've been flying just one set. I had to try them before I committed. One set of the 2207 2450 motors. They are $12.99 a piece, and the bearings have held up through every crash, every bang, just like the Primo ones. They're a little bit heavier. They're about 5 grams heavier per motor. So, I mean, that adds up a little. But they lack a little bit of strength, just a little bit. But for $7 less a motor, you're not going to get the same motor as a premium, right?
These are the premiums.
Yep. So if you want everything that Sing has to offer, go with the Primos. They're $20 a motor. Look, the T motors, the Rotor Riot motors, all these other name brand motors like the grinders and all, they're junk compared to these. And some of them cost more. Others cost just as much. Say what you want. Be angry with me, especially if you're anybody that has some of those motors, because I know you're trying to put some money in your pockets, and that's fair. But I'm not going to tell a lie just to pad your pockets. You will not find a better motor than the Sing motor.
These are the E motors. And I'll tell you what, man, and we're not just touting on Z because of anything. Our whole little inner circle group, basically all of us use Zings. All of us. No joke.
And everybody that got on them was like, well, you guys are saying it, so I'll give it a try. And it always goes from one set of motors all the way up to, it's all I'm going to fly from now on. And look, T-Motor just released their budget motor too. Can't persuade me to switch.
No.
Some of the Sings are over $20. Like if you get the camo ones, they're more expensive. If you get the solid color black and red or black and green, they're usually about $20, $20, $21. The E's are $12.99 to $14.99, depending on which ones you get, because they offer a 2306, a 2207, and a 2208.
And like a 2407.
Huh?
Did we just both say the same thing?
We might
have like a 2407 or some ridiculous crap that's awesome. Raz ran them.
Oh yeah, I know there's more, but I was sticking to the primaries.
And they do have KV for 6S and 4S.
Yeah, those grinders, you can love bot all you want, but they're not as good as the Sings. Remember, and I mean, he put out there in one of his videos or one of his rants, remember, he's making a couple dollars per motor straight to himself. Think about that for a minute. Not saying it's wrong, but if a motor costs $14, $15, what goes in it?
Yeah, I keep forgetting how big those motors Raz actually ran. Zing 2806.5s. 1800 kV, I believe. Woo-hoo. And he put that on a 6-inch? Yeah.
Probably a little big for a 6, probably a little better suited for a 7, but why not?
Dude, from his videos, it looked awesome.
I agree. The motors had no problem driving the props.
But if you're like Jabo and you're worried about paying over $26, don't even bother looking at those motors because, yeah, that's all I need to say.
What's going on, RC Crazy? Review anything interesting lately?
RC Crazy.
Raz, while he's answering that, I am glad that you're back in the air, and I'm glad your mood's improved, brother. So you didn't have a bad mood, not like you were taking anything out, but you were just, under the weather. Very glad you're back. You're getting back on your game. 26 in black. I don't know what that means.
What? Where?
Nice.
It sounds like the weather around here, Vampire.
Yeah, it's getting to you lately.
Well, when it's raining and sleeting and snowing every Saturday, and that's your only day off for 6 weeks straight, and it's beautiful for the rest of the week, you kind of start taking it a little personally.
I understand. So, Chuck, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fire up this second monitor. For any of you guys that have been looking, I've put a lot of work into actually this whole room, but really wanted to put something together so that, well, one, when I make a bench or a video where I'm getting some FaceTime, I have something interesting to put in the background. I'm not totally happy with this yet. It feels a little busy to me, but I'll work on it. But I have 2 monitors I mounted to the wall back there. And this computer, actually my other computer is the same way, will only power the monitor on the laptop and 1 additional monitor. So what I did, I went on Amazon and thought, I know they make these things, little USB-C to HDMI whatevers. This thing, for the life of me, will not power that other monitor, will not send an image. Everything else in Windows looks fine. And it's eating me up that other monitor isn't there with something on it.
I do believe that for that you need to get like a hub.
Why?
Sounded good.
Oh, no. I shouldn't. And look, I have 25-foot HDMI cables running around the room to get back there. And I thought, well, maybe the cable's too long. So I hauled everything over there earlier. Well, everything, the laptop and this, and hooked it straight in. No signal. I'm a little salty.
I love your salty face.
Yeah, thanks, Raz. Yeah, I thought once in a while it'd be fun to, nobody's going to be able to make it out, but just for movement, just for something, have like videos playing in the background, or at a minimum, I love having the logo back there. If anything, I need to turn the brightness down just a little bit.
I was going to say that. Otherwise, it looks great.
So,
AA. Yes, I know. I should have 4 motors and yet more alien arms. I've been on a rampage lately, guys.
Okay, in all seriousness, who in here, anybody can answer, who in here is interested in receiving some stickers or battery straps? Go ahead and just say I in the chat.
Well, I mean, we already know we sponsored Willie P, so.
Yeah, but look, we fell a little behind with the giveaways as the new year was rolling over. So as far as I'm concerned, we have some stuff to give away.
Yeah, I went a little nuts, guys.
I think you need more.
There's like 20 more waiting for me at AA's house. Although AA, I'm hoping, because I do want to get those motors, because actually, you know what? I'm not even in that much of a hurry. I was going to say I could stop by on my way up to Milwaukee, but I'm trying to think I'm going to spend the weekend up in Milwaukee because my homeboy's going to be out there, and shit ain't going to be flyable anyway, but who knows? I may be running from yet another storm, so. Carbon bonds. Let's say something, Josh.
Yeah, I was just kind of Hey, Vampire, I know I gave you a couple. Well, when I hooked you up with those arms as a thank you for showing you my CNHL view. But if you want more, throw it in there.
RC Crazy, that would be FPV Noob Tube 4S battery straps and stickers.
I'm like almost fresh out of straps. I've given a bunch away, but we'll see if this picks up.
You need light.
Yeah, that's what I thought. There we go. FPV Noob Tube battery straps. All right. Well, look, there is 4 people, so check this out. You guys know how the slap and strap works. If you don't, pretend this is a mailing envelope. You're going to take this envelope and address it to yourself and put 2 stamps on it, and then put yourself for the return address too, or the whatever address. Then you're going to take that envelope and put it inside of another envelope, and you're going to send that to us. And so the 4 of you, if you want to get your slaps and straps, contact me on Facebook Messenger. I'll give you the address. There, that was easy. Now we're caught up. Hey, what's going on, Crystal? I stopped into Wacky Wednesday for a little bit. It looked like you had a pretty good conversation going on.
Ryan, what up, Chris?
MD, nice to see you, brother.
I know you guys come and join us, and this is our least energized show we've ever had because we're both dead tired from driving all day. I drank that nitro coffee. It didn't do a damn thing. Sorry, guys.
I keep talking over Chuck. I'm fresh out of things to talk about. I mean, oh, terrible.
Soul Apostle, what up, big dog?
Blizzard. That's somebody I haven't stopped in. Even YouTube gets in this habit where it doesn't put everything in my most recent subscriptions feed. And so if I'm not making a conscious effort to go through all the circles manually, people fall out of my circle of watching stuff. I don't think I've seen anything from Blizzard in a while.
I know. What's up, Blizzard?
I don't know that that's Blizzard's fault.
I'm gonna blame Blizzard. Pretty sure he's been hiding from the snow.
Yeah, well, that's understandable. They're a new show, and they've been doing some thing with getting guests on and all, the Cat and Jake show. They had Drew on 2 weeks ago talking about all the remote ID stuff and talking about what Rotor Riot was or wasn't doing with Red Cat and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that couldn't have been in response to us at all.
Well, it was going on the same time our show was.
Interesting.
Yeah. The live streams are definitely getting busy. It's actually had me wondering if maybe we should put more effort into just recorded content instead of broadcasting. But I kind of like being able to touch base.
Oh, I love touching our viewers' bases.
I like touching my base too.
Well, I mean, really, it's like you said, man. The people that show up randomly in here remind me, hey, I haven't been over to his channel in a while. And so I'll probably go watch some Blizzard stuff, later on when we're done.
Yeah, so Blizzard's got no GoPro running. His drone alone is needing some work. Soul's been busy with sick kids, and Raz, has got a sick kid.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but Raz has been bitching at me constantly that Soul don't come fly. I know I'm snitching.
Do it. We do that. We like to stir the pot. Don't come to us and think anything's going to be a secret. But we still love you. All right. Well, unless you guys have some things that you want to discuss, things you want to know, do you want to know anything about Nubapalooza? Do you want to know anything about anything? I think I'm going to wrap this up early tonight. My big thing was making the address I made at the beginning. If you missed it, it's not real important. It was more just to have it on the record. And then touching base to let you guys know that all that shit that we put in the description is there to try to summarize for you where to go, who to write, what to say, to make it as easy as we can. Make sure you do your part and be your voice and be a part of all of our voice.
Throw a little context on that for the people that have no idea what you said when there was only 3 people in here.
That's fair. I was trying not to rehash, but I threw some speculation out there about what Red Hat and Rotor Riot were doing, and more so Red Hat, honestly, because Rotor Riot is not one of those companies at all. But I made an accusation that was stemmed by paranoia and anger and anxiety at the news when I came back off of vacation about Remote ID, that Red Cat was secretly trying to be a supporter of Remote ID. And that was a little unfair. The point being, when I bring news to you guys, I want you guys to be able to trust what I bring. So I'm going to do better at keeping my emotions in check and on lock, not letting them run rampant with paranoia. And I'm going to bring you facts and only facts. And in the future, if I want to know something about what's going on, I will ask somebody at one of those companies for at least a statement, if not to be on the show to make an address themselves.
Absolutely. Oh, I actually started shit between Soul Apostle and Razmana. Whoops.
That's
sorry, guys. Just go fly together. Fuck. Pick a day.
Right? And yes, if you read, so the one major thing, the first entry that I made that talks about a drone U document, it's a 2-page PDF, and it summarizes it. There's no way it could be any shorter, but it summarizes all the major points you need to hit, how to hit them, and where to go to file that comment with the FAA, because the FAA doesn't care what you post on Facebook or YouTube. They want it where they asked for it.
Yeah,
so,
no more just saying, motherfuckers. Go fly.
Yep. So there's your context.
You're asking us to spread love, Blizzard. Do you have any clue what you're asking?
Actually, that's a fair point, Chuck, because when I was sitting mulling all this over in the days following, you can remember I told you, there's some things I need to say, I was a little bit out of line. And my big thing was, instead of, because I think we're all guilty of this, right? Instead of taking the point and trying to do what we could do positively with it. Remote ID is not a positive thing, however we look at it. I'm not saying it is. But we have a choice at how we react to things like that. We can either pull together and try to ramp everybody up to get everybody on one singular voice against the cause, or we can try to turn against everybody and turn everybody against each other. And that was kind of what I was doing unintentionally without thinking about it. So that was actually my stance was, let's bring the community together. This channel's always been about community. We've always said we're about the people, the pilots. Doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, who you're affiliated with. We want to be about the community. So how dare I take a stance that was trying to put up partitions in the community, right?
What he's saying is Rotor Riot's really fun to pick on. But, man, there's a lot of Rotor Riot heads out there, and we want them to get off their asses, too, and help and shout at the devil, meaning the government.
Yep. So. And you do that by inspiring people and getting them with you on your causes. You don't do that by rubbing their face in something or making accusations, right?
So, are you still just saying, motherfucker? Seriously? That's right, off axis.
What's going on, fellas?
Devil ain't gonna hear us unless we all yell really loud. The UFDA crew, really? Interesting. Good, good. Everybody needs to. We are. Do you remember that guy's name who's putting up that bill for the 200 feet, 300 feet, whatever it is?
I don't, but I'm pretty sure it's in that Drone U document.
Good. And I also know where it is, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Rotor Riot put a video out that was Drew talking about this stuff, and apparently in the description is the link to a senator that is putting up a bill out there that would be highly beneficial to us. So the link's there too.
So on that note, in that same Drone U document, they addressed the ceiling in a very dynamic fashion that I thought was even smarter than just putting a hard cap on something. They said that the ceiling should be dictated by wherever the pilot is flying from, going 1,000 foot radius, and whatever the highest structure is in that 1,000 foot radius, the pilot should not be allowed to fly more than 50 feet over it. That means if he's flying in an open field, your ceiling is 50 feet. But let's be honest, where the hell do you think you're going to go in an open field? 50 feet over an open field is just like 1,000 feet in an open field. So,
yeah, I don't know 50 feet, but it's better than what's coming.
Well, I thought that was great because say you're flying around a bunch of buildings and those buildings are 25 feet tall. You can fly 75 feet. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we just really, guys, if you're going to write your senators, if you're going to do the comments for the FAA, for God's sakes, rally against the stupid shit where all homemade drones have to fly it free of fields, which will disappear eventually. That's huge on my list. I don't know about you.
Yeah, honestly, we should be exempt from remote ID, but we also need to not let those FRIAs become enacted. You want to talk about killing the hobby.
That is a bigger point that a lot of people are talking about.
I'll deal with a low ceiling. You can't deal if you just don't have anywhere to fly, period.
Yes,
and I'll still fucking do it.
Yes, you can fly without remote ID under 250 grams, but it has already been hinted on that they're going to drop that down to like 1 gram, bro. So it's not going to be a thing.
Yeah, weight limit is not going to be there. There isn't going to be a weight limit. If it flies, it needs to be remote ID. But without remote ID, you can only fly in the FRIAs, the approved flying locations, and that's garbage.
Hey, you can fack all the I can't even say it. You can fack all the facking fackers. But you know what? They got 10,000 people who will rally to this cause. That's a lot more than we got.
I flew in the O'Hare airport once.
He did. It was awesome for about 2 seconds.
In Terminal B, I got 3 packs before they said, shut that shit down.
Yep. And if you guys are really down and you got money to burn, just go ahead and read that shit that's going along the bottom of the screen right now, because that would just be the most epicness of epic shit that ever epicked.
So I travel for work, Robert, and once in a while I get to Chicago. This just happened to be a layover that went completely awry with delays. And instead of getting out of there at 8 o'clock like I was supposed to, come 12:30, I was still sitting there. And since nobody else was in Terminal B except our gate and it was completely empty, I thought, cool, I'm going to do it. And I sent it, and they sent out the search party. And when they found me, they were like, sir, you need to put that on the ground now. You need to put that away. That is illegal. And I'm like, no, it's not. You can't fly drones at the airport. And I was like, yeah, you can. I'm not flying in open airspace. Sir, you can't.
And it's this big.
Inside.
How ridiculous.
Yeah. So immediately I was just like, after I said my 3 lines, I was like, all right, fine, I'll put it away. No
Yeah,
restaurant
hit 'em.
open. Like, fat man, hungry, can't eat, can't get comfortable. I was not happy.
FPV balloons. You and X-Jet.
You know, in 2 weeks, next show, I'm just going to state 15 minutes in that we're going to call it short because then people came in here. Then I had all kinds of shit to say.
Exactly. Hell yeah, I can't wait for Walmart drones with a remote ID.
Yeah, Robert, you know, the AMA fields, we actually have 2 near us, and the one that's up north is further away from me. And they're okay with dronies. The problem is it's an open field with a landing strip. Now, I have a place about 15 minutes away from me. They are not friendly unless you're flying nitro planes or helis. And they're not into that crazy 3D heli stuff either. Like, they just want you to hover in a field. One trip was enough.
Suck a dick.
I have not needed to tempt my fate in Midway, so. Oh, MD, Robert Moss is in Facebook. Since we're multi-streaming, we can see comments coming from both platforms. But I guess you guys can only see.
Moss, you live in Chicago. I drive around Chicago at least twice a week. I'm a truck driver. And I want to fly that indoor dome that they got going that they do on Thursday nights, man, but I'm working Thursday nights every time. You know what I'm talking about. At least you better.
I want to get to Vancouver someday. But yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you would think that RC was RC. And again, going back to that same thought about just sharing the love, right? Pulling people together and lifting people up. That RC would be RC and everybody would have something cool to show everybody else. But man, these guys, if you're not into the old stuff, they don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah. Rob, can I call you Rob? I'm going to call you Rob. Hit me up on Messenger, man. My name is Charles Hoover. Yes, Hoover, like the vacuum cleaner.
Double A, we have 1 person watching from Facebook, Robert, and 18 people watching from YouTube. It's cool. We're going to keep it up. You know, it's that much more of an opportunity to get our voices heard and be a better distributed platform. So it's a feature of StreamYard. For any of you guys that do streaming and haven't heard, StreamYard is an excellent platform. I think it looks really professional. If you could see what we see, you know, the controls and all, it's super simple. And it has all the right things to give you everything you would want without being completely overboard like OBS.
Actually, no. You could do green screen on here now too. So we got overlays. There's almost everything. Almost.
Yep.
Yeah,
you guys can watch from Facebook now. We post typically the day before. We put the posts in both YouTube and Facebook that the show's going to go on at 9 p.m. It's every other Wednesday. So next Wednesday we won't stream. The Wednesday after that we will. That's what we do every other. But yeah, we post in all places. Fuzzwad, how are you?
Fuzzwad.
So Fuzzwad.
You don't want to fly an open field with those morons anyway. What the hell are you going to do in an open field?
Well, he's just sharing the same sentiment. Now, interesting point. We were talking about politicians and people on our side, right? Fuzzwad's dad is a politician in the local arena in Maryland. And he is totally for RC and all the things, the racing, the freestyle. Obviously, now his thing is it's got to be safe. It's got to not be trespassed, you know, no legal things and no bothering people. But he's like, of all the things people could be doing, why would anybody have a problem with this?
Oh, well, yeah, I'm an idiot, Rob. You gotta let me have that. I smoked a lot of pot when I was a youngster, so and I'm really, really freaking tired right now.
Oh man.
I'm used to seeing FPV names too, so it's like, oh, Robert Moss, okay.
All right. Well, I think we've kicked some of these horses enough. You guys get it. Do your part. We love you. We thank you for doing it. You guys make sure you stop in every other Wednesday, check out the stream. We try to keep you abreast of any big things going on, not just with news in general revolving around remote control aircraft, but also with the channel. Because again, this year we are going to IO for a day. We are going to be in the Indianapolis/Anderson area for a week, the week of June 21st. We're going to be there from Sunday to Saturday. We're going to be finding different places to fly. So if you guys either know anybody out there or know of any spots yourself, feel free to, let us know what those spots are. I'm going to quit saying so much, probably not.
No.
If you guys are interested in having a feature on yourself on the FPV Noob Tube, get with Chuck It. We would love to have you on the Noob Crew if you haven't been before. And if you don't know what the Noob Crew is, Chuck takes a short interview from you, 2-ish minutes. He takes a couple different packs of flight footage. He puts together a video and introduces you to the world from the FPV Noob Tube. Points
Absolutely.
to your channel, all that other stuff. It's a lot of fun. If you want to know more about what that is and see some examples, head on over to the YouTube channel and check out the Noob Crew playlist.
And you know what? I know that I host it and make it and everything, but to be honest, it's one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube because I get to know the people around me.
Also, keep an eye out. MD95 TSI, Chris Justice. I know that was like a mouthful. Chris does a feature he calls the Chop Shop, where he typically what he's doing is assembling a drone, right? He's doing it through live stream. He's taking your questions. Usually Crystal and Chuck, or at least Chuck backs him up. They read your guys' questions to him while he's working. He's giving out build tips and tricks while he's doing it. He's talking about some of his hardware. For you guys that don't know, Chris builds for people like a full-time job. People hire him to build their, well, I say hire, they actually hire him and compensate him for building their drones and repairing their drones. And so he touches a lot of hardware at a lot of different budgets, lots of different frames, flight controllers, flight firmwares. So Chris is a great all-around guy. If you have any questions about any of it, right down to what is his experience with it and his opinion. And last, Eric Edrone, our newest Noob Crew member, does a series called Bind and Fly. Now, Eric's been a little busy lately. He's moving in with his significant other, and so he's been a little tied up. But Bind and Fly is a series he does that takes you through. It's really geared at the noob. It takes you ground level. What is a flight controller? What is an ESC? What is a frame? What are the important things I need to be aware of when evaluating these to decide what to buy? And once he gets through that, he's going to carry it on with something, maybe even do some collaboration with Chris and whatnot. So just keep your eye out, guys. My point is that we're trying to bring you guys a lot of interesting content, and more than anything, we want you to be a part of it, aka the Noob Crew.
And I will drink more coffee next time, I promise.
All right, guys. Remember to fly safe, be smart, and happy crashing.
Whoop, whoop!
Hump day!
Bitches!